All right, so we got our hole drilled. So all we're gonna do for the time being, we're just gonna run this through right here and just tie it up for the time being. This is actually designed to have a female fitting on there, and I'll show you guys later. I'll show you real quick how we're gonna connect that. But what I do want to show you is this hood pin is made. It's got 2 sets of nuts and bolts here, and all it has to do is, you see this metal piece that's connected right there? All it has to...
Wait, do you?
So you got the metal piece where it hooks up right there, and you see how this metal piece connects to here? So all it has to do when the hood closes is just disconnect from this metal right here. So once it does that, you're good. So that's why you got 2 sets of bolts. That way, when you got it in your hole, see if I could have it up... perfect fit. So I could have it up that high, or you could actually remove this bolt or this nut altogether, and then you just suck up to that right there. All right, so we got the piece mounted. So like I said, so we had to take the top nut off, and then that leaves us enough room for it to go all the way down. So all right guys, so we got the whole hood input done. Now we got the green with the brown wire, which is our tack. So it says tack input wire at the negative side of the ignition coil or fuel injector. So from all my reading I found, is the tack wire is actually the white wire that is right here. So I just disconnected it. This is the white wire. It doesn't look white, but it is. And I already ran, where's it at? My wire right there. So I'll show you from out here. The truck's dirty, so you can see right here. So all I did, I got this tool right here. Let's see if you can see it with all the mess. I got this tool right here. So obviously you see right here, when I push the button, those claws come out. So makes it easy to grab. So what I did is, there you could see, you can see the floorboard right down there. So you see my green thing there? So all I did is I ran it straight down there, and then once it was down here, then I hooked the wire up and just pulled it straight through. So if you ain't got one of those things are lifesavers, especially if you drop bolts while you're working on your motors and stuff like that. They're a lifesaver. So all I'm gonna do right now is I'm just gonna tap into this wire like we did all the rest, and I'll do that and I'll get back to you guys. All right, so next we got purple with the brown. That's it right here. Purple with brown is the door trigger. So we're gonna hook this up to the tan wire right here. So here's my issue though, is I know this is to the driver door, and then this blue one right here with the white stripe is to the passenger door. But what's weird is there's only one door trigger wire. So, which is kind of weird to me. I don't know why they would do it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hook up to the driver door like this, and what I may end up doing is, if that doesn't work correctly to where that, when the passenger door is open, the alarm sets, I may just see if we just tap into this wire and wire it off to both of them. Maybe doesn't seem right to me, but maybe that's how maybe that's how they got us doing it. So for right now, all I'm gonna do is just tap into this wire, just like guys. So I just got done installing the unlocks, and so what I did is I did the unlock for this door, and instead of it unlocking my doors, because obviously we don't have any unlocks, I have it I have it hooked straight up to the door popper, and then when I hit it twice, it should open that door. So, and all I did is I just took the speaker wire again, and I took the inputs or the outputs for the doors from the AVS, and I hooked that straight up to the alarm. So now what we got now is, which I think we're almost done with the wiring, to be honest with you. So getting kind of close. So now we just got to do the starter kill relay. So what we have is we already hooked up the orange wire that goes straight to the alarm for the remote start, and then we have these two wires right here. We got the black and we got the white with the black. Okay, so basically this is what interrupts everything. So up here, if you remember earlier when this was like one of the very first wires I cut that had the butt connector on it. So this one had already been cut, and I think because they had an alarm on it previous. So what we want to do is we got this side right here. This goes to the motor, and then we have this side that goes to the key. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the black wire, and we'll connect the black wire to the key side, and then we will take the white with the black, and this will connect to the motor side. So that's real simple. So, but here's another thing too. Earlier, remember we had the main wire for the ignition. This was from the 8 plug. So since we have this wire, this is going to hook up to the motor side. So if you're doing this yourself, make sure you don't hook it up to the ignition. It goes to the motor side. So let's put that in there real good. Stuff hurts. Okay, and then the last one we got is the vehicle. So this pink one here goes to the vehicle ignition, which is this pink wire. Yeah, this pink wire right here. So let's take off this tape. So we're back again, trying to get this thing rolling around right here. So some issues that we ran into. One, we already talked about it, how this alarm has one wire for the door triggers. And remember I started saying how, you know, if we had to splice this wire into 2 separate doors, it just didn't make a lot of sense to me. So I went and did some reading, and I found these guys right here. So these are rectifier diodes. So I'm not quite sure if I got the right amp and all that good stuff on these diodes. But the way that I understand that these work is you could set them up 2 different ways depending upon this line right here. So I think what it does is the electrical current will only flow through these one way. So if, like for instance on my truck here, I have negative door triggers, so then we're going to want the I think it was, I'd have to make sure on this, but I'm pretty sure it's the one with the line. Can you see the gray line right there? So it's got the gray line there, and then it's solid black on this side. So the gray line is going to hook up to the door trigger, and then the other one is going to hook up to the alarm. And what that'll do is when that door trigger goes, it's only going to flow through this one. So then it lets the alarm know, hey, it's this door trigger. And I believe that's how it works. Don't quote me on it. If I'm wrong, put it down in the comments and we'll get it right, because we want to make sure we got the right stuff out there for you guys. But hey guys, so while going through this, I noticed that I didn't have a good picture of how I actually did these diodes. So the place that I got this information was from the 12volt.com. They got a ton of information on there, so if you guys have any questions or anything like that, a lot of your stuff can be answered there. But as you could see on the top picture with the two diodes for isolating negative door triggers, that's what I was talking about right there. So you could see the gray line of the diode, that side of it, I forget what it's called, but that side will go to the door trigger, and then the solid black side will go to the alarm wire, and that's basically it. And also you could see too how they're separated. When I put mine together, I did one door trigger on the end, and then I went about 2 or 3 inches down, and then I made another section right there to keep them separated, because I don't know if this is correct or not, but I assumed if I connected them together, it may not have differentiated which door trigger was getting activated, so I just separated them like that. So hopefully you can see this picture and you kind of get an idea of what's going on with it. What we're going to do right now is so obviously we already have this door trigger on the driver's side. That one works. The blue and white wire right here, that's the negative door trigger for that side. So that's the first thing we're going to fix. Number two, this door would pop just fine, but I couldn't get this door to work. And I'm not sure why. I think it has more something to do with the settings within the alarm than anything. So that's going to be my second thing to get fixed. Okay, what's up, guys? We're back. I got everything hooked up. So we're actually ready to try and start this and see if the electric start and everything works. So kind of nervous to see what happens here. So I just wanted to do a little quick run through on the what is this called? The P. It's the model 791P. So just they got a bunch of different series or models or whatever you want to call them, but this is a 791P, and this is how I got it hooked up. So what we got, the first one here is this red wire, and all I got this hooked up to is the red wire on the truck, which is constantly always has a 12-volt power. Okay, let's see, the orange wire connects to the actual orange with the black wire of your security pass lock. Okay, then we got the white wire. Let's see what the white goes to the ignition wire. So on my truck right here, the ignition wire is the pink one, and so it's your ignition wire. Like right now, it doesn't have any 12-volt power, so it'll only have 12-volt power when you start to crank it. So then we go to, what do we got here? Oh, the solid. So the solid yellow. The solid yellow goes to your yellow of your pass lock. Okay, real simple. And then we got the yellow with the black. What is yellow black? Yellow black. Where did we send this? Let me see. Oh, so yellow back, that just hooks up to your yellow ignition wire for your truck. Then you got your green and your purple ones for our truck. We don't use these. With the pass lock 2, you won't use them at all. And then your blue one just hooks up to your alarm. Whatever activates your remote start will hook up to your alarm. So that's where we're at. So now we're just ready to see if this works. So we'll give it a try. That didn't sound too good, huh? I don't know why it was like that. Let's try it again.
Maybe the battery?
Might be the battery. But you know, I did do a whole bunch of programming right now, so let's see if it's like that again. Ah, there we go. So I just went and did set all the programs for the alarms. That's probably what it was. So So I think it's good. So now we'll see if I got the remote start hooked up. That's the one I was kind of worried about, so we'll see if that works. Here we go. And we have nothing. That was a fail. Let's try it again. Let's close the doors and try it.
Want we stay inside?
Hi?
Want we stay inside?
Sure. Is your door closed? All right, I think we got it figured out now. So when I'd set up all the pre-settings and all that stuff, I set the truck up so that if you lock the truck or you unlock the truck, the lights would all stay on for 30 seconds. So that's why everything was flashing and you kept hearing the door alarm kicking off, because all of our lights were on. So in turn, the remote start wouldn't activate. So now we're going to try it again and see if we could do it. Let's see. So we'll lock it. You know, it might not work with the hood open though. It's not going to. All right, hold on. There we go. So it's pretty cool. You can this remote actually will tell you when it was successful. So if you're not close, you know whether your truck or not was started. So, and it works up to a mile away. So it actually show that it was started, and it'll show a countdown too. So I have it set right now so that it'll run for 10 minutes and then the truck will shut off. So it'll show you on here if the truck is still on or not and how much longer it's got. So, and then like how when I let off the hood pin or the hood trigger, it told me right here that the truck had turned off. So that's pretty cool. So I'm actually pretty stoked right now. We finally got this thing done. I was kind of doubting myself for a little bit. So now, just the fun part, we just got to put everything back together, get everything put up there real nice and tight, and start soldering all these wires. Hey, what's up guys? Just got finished up. Almost got everything put back together, so I'll just show you real quick. Let me see. So here's kind of where I'm at right now. I got the box mounted right here. Can't. Oh, there's the. Let's see, can you see right there? That little white thing, right there. That's the shock sensor, and here's another relay right here. So that's where I got everything set up. You see I taped up a bunch of these wires, but I haven't finished this totally yet. I just wanted to show you guys before I wrap it all up. I still got to get down there and clean up some of the wires going in there. And this right here, as you can see, I got a bunch of wire all the way down to here too. I'm not sure where I'm going to hook this up yet, but so I'm just leaving it right there for the time being. So I'll show you up front here. Oh, grab the key, dude. So there's where everything came out. That's the new plug we put in. This is all the extra wires and stuff. Here it is. It's kind of a mess. Just bear with me on that. I wanted to leave all those wires pretty long. That way when I get this tubbed, then I can kind of figure out exactly where everything's gonna go and I don't have to start splicing then. So, I mean, that's pretty much it. There's not really much to it. I will say, let me see the key, dude. Here, go ahead and take this thing. We'll say the AVS door poppers. And, well, here's the door poppers. And I got the door solenoids. Those all are working great. So, as you can see, this kind of bothers me. You can see right here how it's kind of crooked. But I had to put it in that way because the poppers that were in there before, everything matched up perfectly as far as the bolt holes, but it was just too big. So I just had to offset them a little bit, but it is what it is. And then they include this little piece right here so that you don't mess up your door frame. But as far as the AVS part of this whole system, man, I think that stuff is pretty nice. The install is really nice. Even the little switch is pretty nice setup. Everything works. It was all pretty easy. There's no adjustments had to be made. I'll show you the door popper. I mean, this thing, I mean, it works. If I open up the right side, so you see how much it opens. So I mean, that's pretty good. As far as the alarm, here, I'll close that door. As far as the alarm, I mean, the alarm's pretty good for, you know, I think I paid like, I want to say 120 bucks for it, for remote start and all that good stuff. I mean, it's a pretty good setup. So if I push the hood pin down, it should just beep once. Remote start is pretty simple. Got this LED screen right here. You just push the side button twice and it'll tell you that it's good. And we got a dead battery. Oh well, dead battery. Go figure. So, oh, you know what I did want to show them though? I forgot, I left this out because we had a lot of questions on this right here. All right, so I mentioned this earlier, and a lot of the guys said that it's to put a popper or a button on the bottom, right? But that's not how this system is set up. This system right here is set up for if you lose your key fob, you can't get in the door, or if your battery dies and you have no power. So I'll show you. Well, I know obviously our battery's already dead, but I'll just disconnect the power wire. So obviously we got disconnected there. We'll try the door just to show you guys there's no power. So nothing. You could use something as simple as this right here. So you got a dead battery, you lose your key fob, whatever it is. Something as simple as this right here says B positive, B negative. So that's all we're gonna do. We'll come down here. Let's do it over by the door so you can see. So here's the B positive and the B negative. Let's get the door too, huh? Okay. That's it right there. So that's how this system is set up for. Not necessarily just as a you know, an extra button in case you leave your fob. So that's pretty much it. But other than our crappy battery, I mean, we're pretty much good to go on this. So we're gonna start moving on. We'll get going on I guess paint next. We're gonna start painting our interior next. So we'll go through and go see the paint guy, and he's gonna show us how to do all the wet sanding and all that good stuff, and then we'll get that sprayed and we'll start ripping out the interior, and that's what we're going to be doing next. So follow along. Thanks for watching. If you like what we're doing, hit that like button, subscribe to us, If you got any questions, comments, you know, hit us up. If you got any questions on the install of the alarm, I feel pretty confident with that stuff now. So if you guys got questions, just hit me up. I always look, so I'll always answer. Yep. All right, guys. Thank you.